Hi, and welcome to our Concordia Clarity webinar. We are so excited to have you here with us tonight as we talk about affordability and admissions at Concordia Lutheran High School. I'm Ashley Weehee. I'm a communications manager at Concordia, and I'll be here to walk you through this process. So with this webinar, we're going to be talking about the admissions process, about scholarships, and really walking you through the application process. So if you don't already, make sure that you have your admissions guide ready because we'll be following through that as we go. And also, if you have any questions, please put that in the Q&A box or the chat box. We will have time at the end of this webinar to answer all of your questions. So we're really excited and let's get going.
Hi, I'm Dawn Schuler, and I'm the admissions director here at Concordia Lutheran High School. And I'm so excited to have you here with us today to talk about admissions, kind of our timeline, the process, financial aid and scholarships. And then we look forward to answering any of your questions with our Q&A at the end of the webinar. So right now, you should have received our new student admissions guide in the mail. And if you haven't, please email me at dschuler, that's D for Dawn, SCHULLER, at clhscadets.com. And we'll make sure we get one right out to you because this is your guide to becoming a student at Concordia. And also just getting more information in your hands so that you can go through it and see information about our programs, what courses we offer, Honors Academy, one-to-one technology here. Where did our students from last year end up going to college? Our spiritual life here, career internships senior year, all our different clubs and activities to get involved in, our huge JROTC program, our computer science and STEM programs, and just all kinds of good information in here that I want you to have at your fingertips to be able to read about and just learn more about the school. But I know for some of you, this is overwhelming to even think about high school. And especially if you have 8th graders right now, you're trying to get an idea of a timeline. When do I need to start thinking about filling out the application and going to events? So what I want to start with is our timeline. So right now you've got your admissions guide or you're emailing me to get one, and we'll get that out to you in the mail right away. We will have our priority application period open up October 18th through December 16th. And what that means is if you get your application completed, your supporting documents uploaded that we ask for, and your financial aid and scholarship forms completed by December 16th, we will be able to get your financial aid package out to you mid-February. Because I know for a lot of you, that's definitely something you want to find out sooner than later. Now, if you wait till after December 16th, you certainly still can apply. You just will not get your financial aid package as soon. And, we give out financial aid as those applications come in, so you definitely want to get it in sooner than later. Okay, we will be holding Concordia Day on November 11th. This is just a fabulous day for students to come in, area 8th graders. We close the whole school down, and we have at least 350 students in 8th grade that come in to experience just a little bit about high school in an abbreviated form, learn more about our programs, and just really cool elective classes they get the opportunity to take in high school, and then clubs to get involved in. Just another way to get them excited about high school. And if your student's 8th grade class is not coming, they can still come. Please email me at dschuler@clhscadets.com, and I will get you information on how to register them to be able to attend that day. So we definitely want them there. We follow up Concordia Day with Discover Concordia Night, and that is on November 16th. We encourage students that were just here the week before for Concordia Day to bring their parents in with them and show them a lot of the cool stuff that they were excited about. And you don't have to have a student that's an 8th grader. We can accommodate students of all ages that want to find out more information about Concordia. So please come discover us that night. And then we will end priority application deadline December 16th. Our last chance open house is January 22nd. Another opportunity to come to Concordia to be able to tour the school and the campus. Maybe your 8th grader already has attended some of our other events, just another way to get them back into the school to get comfortable with the area. Or if you haven't, it's a good chance to get in and check us out for the first time. You certainly don't have to come to all of our events, but I just want to let you know your opportunities here. In February, mid-February, if you had turned everything in for priority enrollment, you will receive your financial aid package mid-February. And then already the end of February, beginning of March, our 8th graders will be coming in that have been accepted to complete their scheduling. So those will be our freshman scheduling nights and signing nights. So we do a really cool night where we have cadets sign behind you, and parents get to sit down with their students and sign like a college signing. So it's just really a fun night too, to get them excited again about making the next step into high school. Then in the spring, if your student's already taking algebra, then we will do a math placement test, and there'll be different dates scheduled for that. You'll get information on freshman scheduling night regarding when the math placement tests are. And then we get to May 15th is the final deadline for tuition assistance. Of course, we've already encouraged you to get that done by December 16th, but that's our hard deadline there is May 15th for that. So we're excited to have you here on our campus and attend any of our events. And you'll also be getting emails and other communication throughout the school year besides just these admission events for you to attend. Let's talk about financial aid and scholarships. How does Concordia work with families to eliminate the financial barrier? Well, if you have your admissions guide, we have a whole page about that. And I'm just going to go down our page about financial aid and scholarships so that you can follow along and take notes if you have that and that's something you want to do. So our first scholarship is our Excel scholarship, and that is an academic scholarship. So if you have a student that has at least a B average or higher, and again, we're just looking at 8th grade report card, definitely they should apply for this scholarship. And the only thing they need to do is to ask any 2 teachers that they've had in junior high to go on. If you go on to our website and look under admissions and then tuition and scholarships, our scholarship page has all these scholarships listed with the links to where you need to use applications or any kind of questionnaires. So for Excel scholarship, we just asked for 2 teacher evaluations, and there's a link right on there, and you just give that link to your 2 teachers and ask them to complete it. And then they fill it out, takes them maybe 5 or 10 minutes. They hit submit at the bottom, and it comes back straight to Debbie Shum, our financial aid director. So you do not need to mail it, email it, anything, drop it off. It will go directly to us. So then Debbie Shum, our financial aid director, will take a look at what the teachers say in those evaluations, what the 8th grade report card says, and what the standardized test scores look like, which are usually 7th grade I Learned scores, if it's an incoming freshman, because we won't get the 8th grade I Learned scores in time to consider. So she will then we be able to award an amount between $250 and $750 to those that win the scholarship. And we do give out multiple Excel scholarships. Our top academic scholarship is our Concordia Scholar. And we award 3 Concordia Scholars incoming freshmen. So to apply for the Concordia Scholar, they just need 2 teacher evaluations, which we can use those same evaluations that they already used for the Excel scholarship. In addition, we need an application completed from your student that's on our website. And so they just go in there and complete it themselves. And it's maybe 9 to 10 questions. I find it helpful to print it out ahead of time and have them answer the questions and then go in and type it in, because it doesn't save their work. So definitely have them complete that. And the deadline for the Concordia Scholar is December 16th, the same day as priority enrollment. So that has a hard deadline of December 16th. And then the top 3, there is a process. Say we get 100 turned in for the Concordia Scholar, then the committee will take a look and whittle it down to maybe say 20. and then they will ask for, out of those 20, their first semester report card, and also have them answer some essay questions. And then they will whittle it again down to maybe 6 to 7 to come in and interview for the Concordia Scholar. And then the top 3 will be awarded $2,500 a year. They just have to maintain a GPA of 3.5 or higher. And with that last scholarship, I forgot to say for the Excel Scholarship, they have to maintain a 3.0 or higher once they're at Concordia to keep that. So these scholarships automatically renew each year. You don't have to reapply, but you do have to keep those GPAs up above a 3.0 for the Excel and 3.5 for the Concordia Scholar. So for these 2 academic scholarships, it's either one or the other. You can't stack these 2, but you can stack them with every other scholarship. Then our next scholarship is our Congregation Scholarship. Again, you do not have to be a member of one of our Lutheran Association churches to attend Concordia, but if you do and you're in good standing, then they will pay a scholarship toward your tuition. So we have a list of association churches that are in our admissions guide. That would be Aboit, Ascension, Bethlehem, Concordia, Emmanuel, Emmaus, Holy Cross, Mount Calvary, New Life, Peace, Redeemer, St. John, Fort Wayne, St. Michael, St. Paul, St. Peter's, Suburban Bethlehem, and Zion. So each church is a little bit different on what they consider in good standing. So I would encourage you to talk to your pastor, head elder, somebody there at the church, and find out what you would need to do to be considered in good standing to receive a congregation scholarship for Concordia. And that amount is $1,450 a year. Then our next scholarship is our tuition scholarship. And this is need-based aid that's coming from Concordia Lutheran High School. So for the tuition scholarship, we ask you to go online to our financial aid and scholarship page, and there'll be a link to an application, and you complete that, and it might ask you to upload some supporting documents or drop them off with Debbie Shum. So that will be part of your financial aid package if you decide to apply for a tuition scholarship. And it varies. There is no magic number. You can't apply if you make more than a certain amount because a lot of it, they're going to ask you questions about things that might be affecting your income. Maybe you had a lot of overtime the year before, you were laid off, or maybe medical bills or something like that. So if you feel like your family could benefit from financial aid through our tuition scholarship from Concordia, make sure that you get that completed. Any questions, please ask Debbie Shum, our financial aid director. Now we come to the Indiana School Choice Scholarship Program, formerly known as the voucher. It is money that's coming from the state of Indiana, where the tuition scholarship was financial aid from Concordia. This is money from the state of Indiana, and it's pretty easy to figure out if you qualify or not. They're looking at 2 factors. One would be what's your household size, and then that correlates to an adjusted gross income.
For example, if you're a household size of 4 and your adjusted gross income is less than $154,012.50, then you would qualify for the Indiana Choice Scholarship.
And then they look at what school district, public school district you live in, and there are amounts set for that. So average being between $5,000 and $6,000, depending on what school district you live in. So again, if you check out our website, and I believe we're posting it here, you'll see, get an idea of whether you qualify or not. And you can always call, again, Debbie Shum and ask any questions, specific questions about the Indiana School Choice Program. Our last scholarship would be our Alumni Scholarship, and this is awarded to children whose either parent has graduated from Concordia. They get $150 off their first year here at Concordia, and that is given from our Alumni Association. So that would be our Alumni Scholarship. So you can see Concordia really works hard to make it affordable for any family that wants to come. So please, please, please apply and fill out all your applications for the scholarships that you think you'd qualify for. And then you will receive your financial aid package that'll give you a breakdown of which ones are awarded. And then you would set up a payment plan later. So now that you've learned about our scholarships and financial aid, we're really ready to partner with you through the application process. So now I'm going to give you some information about that and then go into specifics kind of toward the end here. So the first step would be, okay, you've decided Concordia is a good fit and you want to apply. You go to any page on our website, it says apply now in the top left-hand corner. So it's really easy to find the link. The link's also in your admissions guide. So you're going to click on it. You'll set up a username and password so that you'll be able to save your work and go back to it if you don't get the application completed all at once. So you'll fill out the application. At the end, you'll pay the application fee of $35. And then you'll have the opportunity after the application's submitted to be able to upload the documents we need. So if you have an incoming freshman, we would need a copy of their birth certificate, a copy of their 8th grade report card, their most recent one, and a copy of their 7th grade I-Learned scores or other standardized test scores if they don't have an I-Learned score. And then if your student has an IEP, a 504 plan, an ISP, we need a copy of that, and also their education evaluation. So those are the documents I need for an incoming freshman. If you're transferring from another high school into Concordia, I need an unofficial transcript from your high school. I need your most standardized test scores. And again, a copy of birth certificate. And if there's an IEP, ISP, or a 504 plan, a copy of that along with the education evaluation. So those are the documents that we're going to ask you to upload. And if you have problems with uploading them, you can always drop off hard copies with my name, Dawn Schuler, on the front of it at our school office, or email them to me if you're having any difficulty. There's a number of ways that we can accommodate that. So once we get that information in, I get all your documents, I'll be able to get your student accepted within a couple weeks. So you will get an official letter in the mail that will say, congratulations, your student's been accepted. I'll also send out an email. So you'll get notified that way too, so you don't have to wait for a letter to come in the mail, because sometimes that takes a little bit longer. And it will be telling you about your next steps. You don't have to wait to be accepted to apply for financial aid. You can do that right away, fill out the scholarship forms on financial aid, or you can wait till you're accepted. It's totally up to you, but that's going to remind you to start with that if you haven't yet. And then it'll tell you about the next step will also be to schedule classes. So we will have freshman scheduling again the end of February, beginning of March. And then if you've passed that point and you decided later on, you would be meeting with your guidance counselor. So we'd give you information about that too. Then you would get an enrollment packet emailed to you after acceptance. And that would be something where you'd complete medical forms, emergency card, that kind of information. And then after you get your financial aid package, you'll be able to go in also into our system called Fax, and you'll be able to set up your payment plan. And if you have any questions about payment plans, Wendy Bentz is our person in the school office to address those with. Now, if you're ready to fill out the application, we are going to go ahead and I will demo to you on how to do that and show you the process, and you can follow along.
So where I would like to start with the application is for parents that already have a student at Concordia. They would just go into Fax and log in. And on the left side here, you see your menu, and you just scroll down to Apply, Enroll, and click on that. And you'll see Application New Student. And you'll click on Application New Student, and it will allow you to open a new application for your new student. So that would be for returning families to Concordia. For new families, you'll just go to our website at www.clhscadets.com. And on every page it says Apply Now. It'll take you to the screen, you can click Apply Now again. And then it will take you into where you would click to create an account because you don't have one yet. So you'll go through those steps to set up your username and password, and then you'll be able to go in to start the application. So I created a fake account so we could create a student. So after I log in, I create a new student application. Penny Weehee is going to be our parent, and we'll use my dog, Farley, as our first student. Let's see. I'll enter in last name. Let's stick with Weehee. And then student birth date. It just shows you in parentheses what format they want it in, or you can just pick it from the calendar. And I better make her a little older than that. And applying for the 9th grade. She's in 8th grade now, going into 9th. And we'll be doing not the international application. She's not an international student. She'll be our online application for 9th grade. So then we hit submit. Shows student name applying for this fall, 2023 through 24, grade level, be freshman year. And I'll go ahead and start the application. So this is what the application looks like. You'll see over here on the left side has the different sections of the application. So we have our instructions here that tell you what to fill out, what you'll need, which we already went over. I will go back here then. We're ready to begin with the applicant information. So preferred name would be like if my name's Nicholas and I go by Nick, then I would put Nick in there. Farley's not going to have a preferred name. That's what we call her. And then I'll just make up an address, a city, country stays the same, defaults to United States. We're in Indiana, just the drop-down menu, zip. I already told them what the birth date was, so it automatically autofills that. If your student has an email address, feel free to put that in. If they don't, that's okay. It's not required. The red stars are the required fields. We'll make up a phone number for her. If you have a student has a cell phone, we can put that in. That way, they'll be set up for notifications later for texts. District county would be what county. We're in Allen County. Gender, she's a female. She's non-Hispanic. And I'll put down race, primary language is spoken at home, English for us. Birth city, we have to have this for the state in case you're going to apply for the Indiana Choice Voucher, another state recording, so I'm going to put in, I'm from Kokomo. I'll just put that in as something different, birth country, states. You can upload a photo. I'm not going to do that at this time, but you just choose a file off your computer and it'll upload. It says if it is the same as your physical address. Oh, for your mailing address. We do have some families that have P.O. boxes for their mailing address. So we actually have to know a physical address. So if it's different than what you put above because you put a P.O. box for your mailing address, make sure you put your physical address in there. And mine's the same, so I'm just going to type in same. Have I applied before? No. So I complete this section. I'll go back and go to student interest. And you'll see I get a green check. That means everything looks good on that last section. We're going to say that Farley's interested in drama, Latin club. I mean, it's just kind of cool to go through here and see all the things your students could get involved in. And this is not by in any means like saying that they are committed to doing these programs. It's just nice because, especially for the sports, I will print off a report for all the coaches, usually around end of April, going into May, so they know which students coming into their freshman year want to do their sport, so they can contact them if they're going to have any like special open gyms or camps over the summer. So you're getting that information. Has a student previously attended another school? Yeah, we'll say that Farley is from St. Peter's. So just type that in there. And then I'll go to the next section. We're looking good. Everything's green on the check marks. Religious affiliation. We'll say we are Lutheran, that we go to St. Peter's because that's the school that we said Farley went to. So I'll go down here and select that. And then I go down to additional student information. Has Farley ever skipped a grade? No. Ever been withdrawn or expelled from their school? No. Any special concerns like physical limitations? If I wanted to say yes, maybe she has hearing impairment or something, then I can put that in here if I want the school to know about it. So you only have to fill that out if there's something you are having concerns about. Let's see, we'll ask for a most recent copy of an IEP if your student's getting help in the study center or resource room, or 504 plan or ISP. And that's what it's asking about here. We're going to say, no, then, but if I said yes, let's see what it does. If I say yes, then it'll have me explain. If I say yes, there's a plan. I just tell them which plan. So, additional information. Oh, we just finished that. We're looking good. Household number 1. So, we're going to say, I think that's what I put down. This is for the first parent. Indiana. And home number is going to be required. First parent. That's who we put down as the first parent. And we're going to say Ms. Relationship to applicant, we're going to say this is mother. Custodial rights, yes. Financial responsibility, yes. I want to receive correspondence. I'm going to have Penny be divorced so we can look at what it looks like to add a second household. Email address. Actually, I better put in the same email that I had before, which I just put mine. I'm not gonna, I'll just add in cell phone. Occupation, we're going to say, oops, and company, religious affiliation, mom goes to the same church, so just keep all that the same. Or, I guess I could get same as students. This is where if mom was married, put dad's name over here, same address and everything. But you can read up here, please answer the following questions about the applicant's primary custodial household. The second parent or guardian is only required if that second parent lives at the same address. So if parents are still married or there's a step parent, you put both information on here. Parents are divorced or the other parent lives at another household, you're going to have to add household number 2. Yes, lives at another address. And then we put that in. I'll make up an address here. That way both parents are getting mailing information. And if you mess up anything on the application, we can always change that. Maybe you don't know, can't remember your ex-husband's address and you want to, or email or something. We could change that at the back to school open house, or you can call Karen Johnson in her office and she can go in and change it for you. So we'll call him Jim. Oh, that was the last name. Let's say, actually, I don't want to create another account, so I'm going to go back. That's just how you would do it, but I am going to go back and say there's not, because I don't want to create another fake person, but that's how you would do it. Siblings. Does the applicant have any siblings? And then you would put their name in. So Farley has another sibling, you'd put in the first name, age, and that information. You can add another sibling here if you wanted to. I'm not going to put any siblings. So we're looking good. Everything's green with check marks. Go into alumni or current students enrolled. So did one of the parents graduate from Concordia? If they did, I want to make sure and put that information in here. Name, and then years attended, that would be the graduation year. So maybe graduated in 1993. Not 1993. And their name here. And you want to do that so you make sure you get the Alumni Scholarship. If that's something that applies to your family, if you have one of the parents that graduated. And then right here, do you have any other students currently enrolled at Concordia? We want to know about that. So make sure if you do, yes, and the name of the students that are already here. So here we have an acknowledgement of our student parent handbook. So you'll go in, you can click on the handbook. It'll take you there so you can go through and read it. And then the parent just then signs that they understand it. Student can read it and sign it. And then we'll go into, that's what it looks like when something's not right here. That's right. We'll go back and we see I didn't do something right with the alumni. What'd I do? Oh, I left it at yes. I'm going to switch that to no. And now everything's good. So I go into financial assistance. So if you're applying for financial assistance or scholarships, this is nice because it shows you the links to go in there and do that. You can do that as soon as you fill out your application. You don't have to wait to find out if your student's been accepted or not. So am I applying for financial aid? Sure. Who's responsible for tuition? I'm going to say that mom is. Fortunately, you have to fill out address again. It doesn't autofill because sometimes we have grandparents that are paying for tuition or somebody else. So you have to fill all this out again. And zip code. And email. So the Congregation Scholarship that we offer is if you're a member of one of our association churches. So if you are, this is where we want you to tell us, yeah, you are. And then you pick out which one. We said St. Peter's. Did you receive the Indiana School Choice Voucher Program? Have you ever received it for your student? I'll say yes. Did you receive an SGO? That's a type of scholarship. SGO scholarship is something that our Lutheran grade schools give out. If you're not sure if you did or not, it's okay to put unsure. Any special financial circumstances that you feel like we should be aware of. And that would be, okay, lots of medical bills. Household size, we're going to say that with kids and adults, I have a household size of 4. and which parent would be responsible for completing the enrollment packet. So you'll get an enrollment packet after we get your student accepted. We need to know who's going to fill it out so we can email it to the right person. So I will say Mom will, Penny will, and that's why we asked that question. So still looking good. Oh, I must have missed something. On financial assistance, what I miss? I can go through here. Am I interested in receiving the voucher? I forgot to say yes. That was my problem. So this is so nice. It's clear. It tells you exactly what happened that you didn't get right. And now I just have the signature page. I verify all the information is correct. That kind of wording, check for electronic signature. And then I'm going to put in my name, fake name. And if there's another parent involved, then they would sign there. And see everything. Oh, let's see what it says. Oh, I have some documents to upload. So, copy of most recent report card. I can do that. Copy of birth certificate. And then, let's see, I can enter their most recent standardized test scores. That would be 7th grade I Learned scores. And if they have a special 504 plan, IEP or ISP, they can do that. Don't have to if your student doesn't have one. And then we don't want an education evaluation if they have an IEP. They don't have one, they don't need to upload. And it looks like they want another signature. If you don't have another one, just mark none. And then upload your documents. And then let's review. So if you want to go ahead and you just scroll through and review, if you have the documents to upload, go ahead and get those uploaded. If you don't, I think you'll still be able to go ahead and submit the application and upload them later. Here is where it wants you to make the payment of $35. And then you would go ahead and put in your credit card information here and pay the $35 for the application fee. And that's it. So pretty simple to fill out the application, and I'll be able to get back with you within a couple of weeks whether your student's been accepted after I receive their documents.
Thanks for going through the application with us. We truly appreciate your time today. We know that this process can be overwhelming. We're all here for you if you come up with any other questions or just feel like you're stressed out and you need help with this process. Please call me, email me. We're pretty easy to get a hold of, either me or Debbie in the office. I've had 3 students go through Concordia, actually 2 go through, one is a senior, and I know even working here, I was still a little stressed with having a new student come in. So please reach out. But I will tell you, my 2 students that graduated already were more than well prepared for college. My son is getting ready to graduate after this year at Purdue Fort Wayne with a degree in mechanical engineering. My daughter, Olivia, is up at Trine, and she's studying biomedical engineering. She's a junior. And then my senior, Sophie, is trying to make that decision on what she wants to do for college. But I feel that they were so prepared, and I can't say enough about this school. And if you want to continue learning about Concordia, please check us out on social media. And we look forward to meeting you in person. And thank you for taking the time and spending this with us.
Such a great amount of information, and just we're so excited to have all of these future cadets join us here in the fall. So I hope this was helpful for you, and we're here to answer your questions now. So I'm going to hand it over to our Director of Admissions, Dawn Schuler.
Thanks, Ashley.
It looks like we've got a few questions coming in our Q&A. And the first one has to do with tuition. What is tuition for next year? Well, that's a great question. Right now, we are waiting on our board, and our delegates need to vote on what tuition is going to be. And we're hoping to find out here toward the beginning of November. And when we do get that approved, we will have it posted on our website, and we'll give you some kind of notification to let you know that it's there also. I do know that tuition for this fall, for this school year, is $9,785. That's without any kind of financial aid or scholarships at all. And I've been told that it will not raise above 3%. So it'll be no higher than 3%. So I believe if my math's right, it'd be a little over 1,000. So that would be what we know about tuition for next year currently.
Right. And just a reminder to everyone out there that 97% of our families receive some sort of financial aid. So while that number, you're hearing that, we don't want any kind of sticker shock. We want you to know that we work with our families to make Concordia affordable. We have lots of options for you. School choice has made it immensely easier for families to come to Concordia, with many just getting $6,000 right off the bat. And we have a lot of other scholarships available for you that Dawn had gone through tonight. And, we sit down with you, we go through your situation and really walk you through and make sure that we're making this the right fit for you.
Yeah. And of course, payment plans, and basically trying to do whatever we can to make it work for our families.
Yes. And Dawn, also, maybe this is a good time to talk about those 529 plans.
Oh, yeah. You can use 529 plans toward high school education, not just college education. And so I believe if you put in 5,000, you can use 1,000 for the year toward your tuition. So that's definitely something to look into with your financial advisor, or talk to Debbie somewhere about it to get more information. But yeah, great option.
And you can start anytime for that too. I have a 3-year-old and I'm already putting money in that 529. So you can start at any time. And it's just a great way to just kind of put a little bit of money aside for your child's education.
It looks like our next question is, if I had a child there last year, do I put yes, I have applied before, or not? No, you would put no. It's about the student, if the student has applied before for admission. So just because you've had a student at Concordia before, you do not put yes there. It would be no, because this would be the first time that student has applied. So good question.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a question about the Alumni Scholarship. Does it have to be strictly a parent, or could it be any family member that has graduated from Concordia? So it does need to be a parent that has graduated. This is a scholarship that comes from our Alumni Association, and it is for freshman year only. And if they've had either parent graduate from Concordia, then they will receive $150 scholarship off their freshman year.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. We really try to honor the families of our alumni who keep sending their children to Concordia. And it really is a great thing, especially when you see those long legacy families where grandpa went and then mom and dad went and now child's getting to go. It's really a neat thing that we have going at Concordia.
Definitely.
So just a reminder, if you have any questions, please put those in the Q&A box. And if there's anything that you think of after you're watching this and you have another question that comes up, please contact Dawn. You saw her email earlier. It's dschuler@clhscadets.com. And just anytime you want to reach out, she also does personalized tours and meetings. So it really is a great option for you to get those questions answered. We don't want to feel that, we turn off the webinar tonight and then you think of that one question. That always seems to happen, right? Just know that you have a lot of options to reach out to us, to Dawn, to Debbie, anyone at the high school to get those questions answered for you.
Definitely. We're here to help you guys through the process. So my direct extension here is 298. at the high school, or you can email me, or we can schedule a meeting. It might just kind of put you at ease to come in and meet with me. Usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour, and we'll go through the admissions guide. A lot of the same information as we have today on this webinar, but sometimes you might have other questions that come up that you want to talk about. Or you can, of course, attend one of our admissions events too. So we have Discover Concordia Night that's coming up on on November 16th, which will be after Concordia Day, where all the 8th graders come over to experience high school for a day, and that's November 11th.
All right, Dawn, we had another question come in. Do I still get a family discount for my incoming freshmen if the siblings have already graduated from Concordia?
They have to be here at the same time for the family discount.
Yeah.
That's the way that one works. Good question, though.
Good question. Yes. So Dawn, can you talk a little bit about what a tour is like when a family comes in, and just how I know a big thing that you do is trying to cater that to the students' interests, the family's interests. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. When I meet with a family, some will say, well, I've been in the building before for a choir concert or for band or for a basketball or sporting event. So a lot of them have seen what we call the activities wing of the building, the very front area that has all the large rooms like the cafeteria and the auditorium and the gym. So I'll talk about that. If it sounds like their student has interest in JROTC or they haven't heard of it before, we definitely go downstairs and check out the JROTC wing. And then we move into the academic wing. A lot of people are surprised by how big the school is once you get over the student lounge bridge to the academic wing. We actually have 3 floors. So some families are really surprised by that. But yeah, the tours are a great way to come in and get more familiar with the school. Even after Concordia Day, if you've already, made that decision, yeah, we definitely want our student to be here. We filled out the application. They've been accepted. We still have a last look open house the end of January, and that's January 22nd. And we definitely encourage families that are still in the process of deciding, and those that have already decided and been in here before, just keep coming back. The more you can get in the building and get your student familiarized with it, the less they'll have the nerves and the stress of coming in that first day of school, because they'll feel like they kind of know their way around. And I think a great feature of Concordia is that it is pretty simple to get around here. Once you figure out the activities wing that's the bigger area of the school, with the gym and the auditorium, the cafeteria, JRTC wing, the food room's kind of out that way, and then the music wing, you follow the music notes down the stairs. Then when they get to where most of the classrooms are, first, second, third floor, they get their schedule, and they've got honors algebra in room 203. It starts with the 2, it's on the second floor, and it's pretty much a straight hallway. So yeah, it's pretty easy to get around, and they get 10 minutes between classes to make it there. So that's another great feature of Concordia, is that I think most high schools have 4 or 5 minutes, and they have time to get to their locker, go to the restroom, get some water. So yeah, pretty easy to get around.
So Dawn, you mentioned those kind of freshman nerves a little bit. So just kind of sending that new student for the first time. I think you've implemented some great programs like Epic and the freshman retreat. So can you talk about those a little bit and how they kind of just help with those first time in high school nerves?
Sure, absolutely. We started the Epic program. Gosh, I'm going on my 10th year here at Concordia. My first year here, we decided, hey, students are, pretty busy when they start going to classes, and we'd like a way for them to kind of get to know each other before they start school. Was a first thought, and to have a mentor. So what I do, like for this year's freshmen, when they get to be probably around April, toward the end of their freshman year, I will ask all the teachers in the school to nominate
which current freshmen they think would make great mentors for our incoming freshmen. So we will get a group together then of mentors, and then in the back of your admissions guide, you'll see the very last inside page of the very back page. It will have a link that says go in and please fill out, a survey or for your 8th grader if they would like a mentor. So if they go in there, it'll ask them questions like, what do they want to get involved in once they get to high school? What kind of music do they like to listen to? What do they like to do in their free time? And we try to match them with a sophomore then that has similar interests. And it's totally a free program. We do some really fun events over the summer as we get closer to school starting. Usually school starts around August 10th or 11th. So the last couple weeks of July, we'll start in on our epic events. We'll do like a speed meet, pizza party, or actually that's the ice cream social speed meet. We'll do an escape room day. We'll do a pizza party and trivia competition. So we're trying to do events that like they work together as teams. So they're not only getting to know their mentor, but also all the other mentors in the program and the other freshmen. We usually have like a pretty great number of freshmen that want to be involved in it. It can vary between 60 and 80. So it's not something all freshmen have to do, but we certainly do have a lot of fun. And it's a great way for them to meet some other students coming into Concordia. And then after school starts, usually about the second Friday, we will close the whole school down and we will throw a freshman retreat, first half of the day across the street over at Zollner Stadium. Another free event. And we bring in camp counselors from Camp Quaker Haven, and they just play fun games all morning. And we mix them up into different groups. So they're getting to know different students. Our teachers are out there too, having fun with them, getting to know them. And then we will come back to the auditorium where they'll get a snack and they'll write a letter to themselves that they get at graduation. And they'll just kind of write about what they hope they do in high school and maybe who their friends are. And it's kind of fun to see how that changes and how they grow by the time they open it up when they get it at, I think it's the practice for graduation. So those are some of the things that we try to do to help our students make the transition into high school. The day before the official day of school starts, the day before we'll have a half day for new student orientation. So another time for them to come into the school and kind of walk the halls and see what their class path and schedule look like. And then they'll have a little more confidence going into their first day of school.
Yeah, that's great. I know freshman retreat, definitely one of those fun events, like one of the best events that we have all year. And it's a great time. And a lot of friendships are formed during that time. So, and I know this is a big question that we get. Some people want to know when our calendar will be out for next year. Generally, you'll see that in January. So you'll be able to find out when the first day of school is and other dates that Dawn was mentioning, like freshman retreat and a new student orientation, spring break. I know that's a big question that we get. So just watch that toward the beginning of the year in January. All right. Well, I think we answered everybody's questions. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we hope that you join us for our next webinars. Our next one is going to be coming up on November 1st at 7 p.m. about our engaging extracurriculars. So we're going to be talking to Tim Manigal, our athletic director, and some of our coaches and players and just others about all the activities that students can get involved in at Concordia. It's definitely one that you don't want to miss. So thanks so much for joining us and have a great day, great evening, and let's go Cadets.